Hi, I'm Mr. Fact. Welcome to video. Have you ever been asked which is better between the two big companies, PlayStation and Xbox? Don't worry, we will answer this question.
Oh my God!
The battle between Sony PlayStation and Microsoft Xbox has been going on for more than 2 decades. The goal of both game console manufacturers is to excel. Despite the ups and downs that have happened all these years, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. 1. PlayStation. It's a series of home gaming consoles built and sold to play video games. A PlayStation can be Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, Pro, and Slim, each with similar but fairly distinct setup and design for playing the games that can be played in accordance to the type of system that each game requires to function. Modern PlayStations also double as a theater, being able to play movies from disc, capable of running streaming services, browser, ECT. PlayStations are basically computers built for gaming. Sony unveiled the PlayStation 1 console for the first time in 1994. This console had large dimensions and lacked internal memory, so users needed a memory card to use it and save games. The company then launched the first DualShock controller, which had amazing features in 1997. After a while, Sony decided to make its console smaller and update the graphics of its user interface, which resulted in the release of a new update of the PlayStation console called PlayStation in 2000. Sony unveiled its latest console, the PlayStation 5 in 2020, which had a unique design for the console and controller that attracted the attention of many people. The unparalleled features of this console and the very powerful hardware that it has made it a giant and one of the best-selling game consoles in the world. This console has 2 versions of disk drive and without drive or digital. Also in 2000, the PlayStation 2, which was in the group of 6th-generation home consoles, was launched in Japan, which had the ability to support DVD. This generation of Sony consoles was more powerful than the PlayStation 1, so that users could even run PlayStation 1 games on it. At that time, there were competitors such as Microsoft and Sega for Sony, but the design of this lovely console was so powerful that they could not compete with it. How it was invented? Here's the deal. Back in the 90s, Nintendo and Sega were battling each other for the market share. Sega introduced a CD-based add-on for the Genesis, and Nintendo basically wanted the same thing for the SNES. Since Nintendo and Ken Kutaragi collaborated, before it was a no-brainer for Nintendo to contract Sony and do the add-on together. Kutaragi-san didn't know that Nintendo would later ditch Sony in order to secure a dubious alliance with Philips. When Sony delivered the prototype, Nintendo publicly humiliated Sony by canceling the project. Ken Kutaragi risked his career, but persuaded Sony to give this project a green light. Soon the PlayStation was unleashed. The revenue of PlayStation is $26.791 billion. 2. Xbox. Xbox is a gaming console brand developed and owned by Microsoft. The game console is capable of connecting to a television or other display media. Xbox provides realistic graphics for games. The online gaming service in Xbox gave Microsoft an early foothold in the online gaming market and made it a strong competitor against other gaming consoles. The original Xbox, released in 2001, was originally intended to run a customized version of Windows. This wasn't possible at the time, but a highly customized version of DirectX was. Therefore, the new console became the DirectX Box, which was shortened to Xbox. The modern Xbox console now runs a highly customized version of Windows 10 with DirectX as additional code. In the Xbox One X, DirectX has been heavily refined and resides on a dedicated piece of silicon within the Scorpio SoC. The online game service on Xbox has given Microsoft a special place in the online game market and has made it a strong competitor against other game consoles. Xbox has provided the opportunity for gamers to play online games with the help of Xbox Live. Support for game developers for Xbox is also high. Microsoft has independent development studios that produce games exclusively for Xbox. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S consoles are the latest versions of Xbox that were launched together in 2020. The Xbox Series X is undoubtedly a more powerful device, but the Xbox Series S can be had for less. The revenue of Xbox is $15.43 billion. Before we go to the comparison of likes, comments, and subscribe, don't forget, comparison between these two giants of consoles, The list of games: PS4 has more exclusive titles and more Japanese games. The controller design, the supporting online networks. Xbox Live has a better infrastructure and more online games with dedicated servers. The Xbox ecosystem having limited backwards compatibility and play anywhere, which allows you to buy a games once and play it on Xbox or PC with the saves transferring to either platform. PlayStation has PSVR. For the mid-gen upgrades, there's a few more differences, mostly hardware capabilities. The Xbox One X is a lot more powerful and offers tech that the Pro doesn't have. They both have enhanced games with HDR, but the XOX has a much larger enhanced library and also does things like super sampling that makes even non-enhanced games look and run better. The Pro doesn't do this. The X and X also has a 4K Blu-ray player, is HDMI 2.1 compatible with the ability to use FreeSync, VR, and Dolby Atmos going forward. Because Xbox uses the Windows ecosystem and UWP, Xbox will maintain a large gap in the number of enhanced games because developers can code the game once and it will scale depending on which Xbox console you have. The One X launched with over 100 enhanced games and the list increases daily. In contrast, PS Pro games have to be coded twice. The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are the latest models of the Xbox and PlayStation consoles, respectively. They both have similar hardware and performance, but they differ in their exclusive games, subscription services, and multimedia capabilities. The Xbox Series X has more teraflops of GPU power than the PlayStation 5, which means it can handle more complex graphics and calculations. However, the PlayStation 5 has a faster SSD storage drive, which means it can load games and data faster than the Xbox Series X. The PlayStation 5 has a unique controller called the DualSense, which features adaptive triggers and haptic feedback that can simulate different sensations and effects. The Xbox Series X controller is similar to the previous Xbox One controller, but with some minor improvements and a share button. The PlayStation 5 has a larger library of exclusive games, such as Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Ratchet Apart. The Xbox Series X has fewer exclusives, but some of them are also available on Xbox Game Pass, a subscription service that gives access to hundreds of games for a monthly fee. The Xbox Series X excels as an entertainment hub with a 4K Blu-ray player, support for Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and a wide range of streaming apps. The PlayStation 5 also has a 4K Blu-ray player and some streaming apps, but it lacks Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos support. Both consoles have a disc drive version and a digital edition version. The disc drive version can play physical game discs and Blu-ray discs, while the digital edition version can only download games and stream media. The disc drive version is more expensive than the digital edition version for both consoles. The choice between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 depends on your personal preferences and gaming needs. If you want more graphical power, extensive backwards compatibility, and a Netflix-style gaming service, you might prefer the Xbox Series X. If you want faster loading times, unique controller features, and more blockbuster exclusives, you might prefer the PlayStation 5. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.